How does one find true love in today's scenario, given the fact that every morning when we get up, there is one more horror story unfolding about a supposedly much in love couple planning to tie the knot, and then suddenly, God alone knows what goes wrong. You find that either the boy has been murdered or the girl has been murdered. This is a very disturbing trend, and I think it is really a topic which I feel so passionate about. And I think we need to address this right from its source. So let's start on where exactly does one find true love which can last forever and which can culminate in marriage in today's day and age. The oft repeated questions that one is asked about is, how do you find the right partner? How do you know who's okay for you and who's not? Children are confused, and I get that. So let's start with, what exactly is it that you're looking for, and at what age are you looking for? As I've said in my reels earlier also, that unless and until you are financially stable, emotionally mature, and understand the true dynamics of a long relationship, which is marriage, please do not jump into this institution just because all your friends are doing it, or your family and your cousins and your aunts and everybody is asking you, so when are you breaking the good news? Don't do it for those flimsy reasons. Because at the end of the day, it's about your life. It's about how you're going to navigate through all the challenges if they come. And it's none of the neighbors or the friends or the cousins who are going to come to bail you out of the situation. So at the very start, the meaning of love as it existed in the 60s and 50s and even the 70s is completely lost today. Today, love is not love. It's more about showbiz. It's more about Valentine cards. It's more about marketing having caught the imagination of the youngsters, and each one trying to prove that they are one up on the other, and less about feelings, less about understanding the dynamics of a relationship. When you are looking for a partner in life, please understand one thing. There is something known as an emotional connection. There is something known as stability. Now, for instance, if somebody is not earning well, yet you love him, and yet the families are insisting that you're of marriageable age and you need to get married instead of just continuing to see each other. What I ideally think should be done is that, see if the boy has an ambition. If the boy has an ambition and he wants to grow and he wants to make an impact somewhere in life, that's a fantastic sign that that person is worth carrying your journey ahead with. Because if both of you are completely aligned on other things, then combined energy always helps the other person. And it is the combined energy which can help both of you to make a marriage for yourself and to find work which can sustain both of you and your lifestyles. That is one thing. Second thing is, when families are insisting that the kids get married and they are in a situation where they cannot say no, though I really don't understand how today's Gen Z can ever say no to anything. They are extremely vocal and extremely expressive with every other aspect of theirs. So when it comes to such a major thing like marriage, why do they just settle in and fall in line when their parents tell them to get married to X, Y, and Z, when they have a partner on the side or they have a boyfriend or a girlfriend on the side? Why don't they have the spine to get up and say no? Because this one no will save many lives from the torture that they are undergoing as of today. It will save children from being thrown off cliffs. It will save children from being burned to death. And it is something which is not only deplorable, but disgusting. I mean, why can't girls and boys have the spine to get up and say no to their parents if they don't wish to get married? And why do they just fall for the fantastic birthday bashes which are being thrown for them? Or, the promises of a wedding in Udaipur or Jaipur. And, all these false scenarios they don't play out in real life. They are very momentary. They are very temporary. It is only when the crunch comes that you realize who was the partner worth carrying forward with in this long journey of marriage. That is the first thing that the kids must understand. The second thing, which is again very important, is that if you are in a relationship and your relationship has lost all its meaning, it's lost all its spark, you've started taking each other for granted, no matter how long your relationship has been, whether it's been 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, even 50 years, is there any hope that you can get back to where you started from? I firmly believe yes, there is. Because if in the first month of marriage, the boy or the girl could impress each other or could do things for each other or could understand each other, there is at least a 1% hope that they can get back together again. But again, in this scenario, both the parties have to be 100% willing for this to make it work. It's only when both of them agree and when both of them put in all that energy and the effort to retrieve the marriage from where it's gone, can something be retrieved. Now, what is the first thing that you can do in this case? I would suggest that take a piece of paper and just write down 10 things about your partner that you do not like or that you have literally, frowned upon in your entire marriage. Now, I'm sure most of you will not even be able to write 6. You might think there are 10,000 things I don't like about the person. But when it comes down to writing them down, it's tough. Believe me, it's tough. Okay, start writing down. Now, when you write down those things about the person that you don't like, say, for instance, you don't like your partner screaming at you. Partner can be anyone, boy or girl. Start saying the Hawaiian prayer of Ho'oponopono. Start saying, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. These 4 sentences, if chanted repeatedly, whenever you remember them, whenever, it could be 10 times a day, it could be 100 times a day, 108 times a day, 200 times a day, they will cause a major shift in your relationship. Try it. It works. The next thing, what is it that attracts the right person into your life? An oft repeated question again. The law of attraction is something which, if you truly understand, is a game changer. It is a game changer if only you try to understand and go into the depths of what it actually is. What is the law of attraction? Most logical people turn around and say, but it doesn't work. The law of attraction doesn't work. Manifestations don't work. Visualization doesn't work. Affirmations don't work. Now, if you have that kind of a negative mindset from the beginning, then please don't even bother to waste your time trying to make any of these work. But if you're interested in going into details about what these concepts are, I'm happy to help you. I'm happy if you DM me, I need your help, and I shall definitely reply to you. But let's just get a sense of what these concepts are over here right now. Now, when two people who are completely mismatched, completely misaligned on all their core values, on all their thought processes about how to live life, how to react to certain situations, about any and everything about life, then they definitely should not even think about getting together. But when you feel that, okay, I found somebody who's very similar to me, someone who loves music the way I do, someone who loves the kind of food I eat, someone who loves traveling the way I travel, then of course that person is somebody you should consider getting close to. Getting close to. I'm not suggesting marriage right now, because getting close to, between that journey between getting close to and getting married still has to be covered. How do we cover that journey? We cover that journey in finding out if we are emotionally available for each other or not. That is the main thing. In your good times, are they enjoying? Are they celebrating as you are from the core of their hearts? And in your bad times, are they feeling as intensely as you are about the problem or the situation at hand? These are all very important things to be considered. You have to be emotionally available. And if someone is not emotionally available, that is a huge red flag. It is a very huge red flag. Okay, next we've done the Ho'oponopono, we've done the law of attraction. Then we come to visualization. Now, how can visualization bring in your life the love of your life? Go back to the 60s, go back to the 70s, where we had melodious music, romantic music, meaningful music, not noise. I'm talking about meaningful music. Start visualizing your favorite scene in a film, or maybe your favorite book or quote or poem or line or poetry or anything that you've read, which tries to bring you to that state of mind where you visualize yourself with somebody enjoying that scene. Close your eyes. These things don't happen fast. First, you have to watch. Then you have to get the feeling. Then you start visualizing. Visualize for 2 or 3 minutes. And believe me, continuous practice of visualization does bring the right person into your life. That is one. And last of all, affirmations. Now, affirmations is something which the world is discovering of late, and also discovering that it works beautifully if your mind is ready to receive the affirmations. I wish to keep on emphasizing about the mind part, because if people get logical and say, oh, this is all crap, how can 4 sentences change my life? How can affirmations make a difference in my life? Please try it. It works. Even in our Hindu religion, we always say, I'm healthy, I'm happy. Our yoga masters teach us to repeat this. Sister Shivani always emphasizes that your words determine your life, your thoughts determine your words, and your words determine your life. So, if you really want a good life, you have to bring all these tools into your life and start practicing them so that you can hope to get the right person in your life with whom you can go on this long journey of marriage. I hope this works. And if any of you have any questions or any comments, feel free to leave them and feel free to get in touch.